Good evening, everyone. I'm Liz Quirantes.
And I'm Jim Grimes. Breaking news on the Treasure Coast. The SWAT team called to the scene over in Palm City ends in tragedy.
This is video from our Drone 12 over the scene where an armed man was shot and killed by the SWAT team when deputies say he pointed a gun at them. Our Al Pefley has been on the scene all day outside the gated West Village and Crane Creek neighborhood. He joins us live. Al?
Liz, about 7 this morning, deputies were called here to the Crane Creek neighborhood, a gated golf course community. They say a guy was so upset they tried to get him to put down his gun, but he refused, and it did not end peacefully.
I think it's horrible.
Nancy Mudge is not used to seeing violence in her gated neighborhood where the SWAT team showed up this morning.
That's awful. That's just awful. There's nothing else I can say. That's an awful thing to happen.
Sheriff's officials say deputies responded to a home on Southwest Racket Club Drive. A woman called to say her husband was in the garage with several guns and a lot of ammunition, rifles, shotguns, and handguns. They say the couple was going through a separation or divorce, and the man was upset about that. They identify the gunman as 47-year-old Justin Caldwell.
The subject had the weapons, and he wanted suicide by cop.
Deputies managed to get his wife and 2 daughters, ages 11 and 13, safely out of the house, and people in 2 nearby homes were evacuated. They had Caldwell on the phone, and they were trying to convince him to come out of the garage without a gun so they could talk with him. But sheriff's officials say he was not willing to do that.
The subject came out towards us, our officers, with the weapon in his hand. At some point, the subject points the weapon, a rifle, long gun type weapon, at our SWAT team. They are forced to defend themselves, and they fire on the subject.
Caldwell was rushed to a hospital, but he did not survive. The sheriff's official says it's unclear how many shots the SWAT team fired or how many shots hit Caldwell.
Things are getting crazy. The world is crazy now. Nothing surprises me anymore with this virus and everything else.
According to a sheriff's official, Caldwell worked as a pilot. They say they have not been called to that home for any previous domestic trouble. At least 2 deputies will be placed on paid administrative leave, which is standard practice in an officer-involved shooting. Live in Palm City, Al Pefley, CBS 12 News.